Is northbound on 95. That construction's still out there by Chatsworth Avenue. And we'll take a live look outside at the Long Island Expressway in Queens, where there's an accident by exit 19. So that's the Queens Boulevard exit out there. It's always slow going at this hour in this area anyway, and it is a lot more slow going than it usually is because of this. So leave yourself plenty of extra time. Darlene, over to you.
Lauren, thank you. Now, at breaking news, 2 officer-involved shootings for the NYPD happening just about 5 hours apart. The first in Gowanus, Brooklyn, the second round of gunfire breaking out overnight in the Bronx. Our team coverage begins with New York's Tracy Strahan. Today in New York's Tracy Strahan in the Wakefield section. Tracy, good morning.
Darlene, good morning to you. Not just a busy night for the NYPD, but certainly a frightening one. Now, authorities went up these stairs hours ago, coming face to face with a man with a gun, leading them to open fire. Let's show you the police response just after midnight here at 225th Street at the subway station. Now, again, it was after midnight where ShotSpotter technology as well as 911 calls let authorities know that there was a man here with a gun. Officers came face to face with him on the southbound platform. 2 officers then fired several rounds, striking that man once in the left shoulder.
Several plainclothed and uniformed officers from the 4-7 precinct responded to the scene and were directed to the southbound platform, where they engaged a male in possession of a firearm. 2 of the officers then fired several rounds at the suspect, striking him one time in the left shoulder.
Now let's talk about that firearm, because right now you are looking at that .380 semi-automatic firearm that was recovered right here in the subway platform next to that suspect, who's currently at Jacobi Hospital in stable condition. As we bring you back live to the scene, we can tell you that no one's really going beyond this crime scene tape, because there's still a lot of questions to be answered, namely who this suspect was, even though police say he has an extensive criminal history, and why he had a gun and was shooting here in the first place. We're live in the Wakefield section of the Bronx. Tracy Strahan, today in New York. Darlene, back to you.
All right, Tracy, thank you.
Now to the other person involved shooting. This was in Brooklyn. It turned deadly overnight. Today, New York's Catherine Craig's in Gowanus with new information. Kat.
And Michael, what crime scene investigators are doing right now, they're taking photographs of that scene down there, and also they have evidence markers. You can see them there by the dozens on the ground. They have been here for hours now. Let's take a look at this video. Police are telling us in this police-involved shooting, officers fired at least 30 shots at a man who had a gun, who was firing at another person. It all started when 2 undercover officers saw that man shooting the gun. The officers ran over to where this was all taking place, Baltic Street near Hoyt Street. Police say the officers yelled for that man to drop his gun. We're told he did not, and that's when officers fired, hitting the 30-year-old several times. He was critically hurt, was rushed to a hospital, and later died. Police showed us photos of the gun that we're told the suspect had. The 2 officers involved in the shooting were not hurt, but were taken to a hospital to be evaluated. We heard from a police chief about what happened here.
Once again, we see the inherent dangers cops face every single day. They are on the streets, keeping New Yorkers safe. This incident also underscores the urgency of getting illegal firearms off our street.
And the suspect who died, his name has not yet been released, but the NYPD is telling us that he had a criminal history, was on parole after being released from prison just last week. And Michael, again, a very busy crime scene here. This happened about 8 o'clock last night, and many hours later, investigators are still here, and we're told this will remain closed.